Welcome into the Game News Show, the live Twitch show where we talk about gaming news and then post it on YouTube a day later. Wherever you're watching this, I appreciate it. Let's get into some good news and some bad news. Let's start with some good news. So the developer direct that Xbox did last week was mostly well received. We got release dates on a few games, a surprise drop, and overall, I think the reaction was positive. I did not get to watch it. I was traveling. I still haven't watched it, but I caught up on all the announcements, and I thought that was cool. But overall, it was a good showing. I think that the response was good. Hopefully, Microsoft kind of keeps this, or Xbox keeps this structure going forward. I think these focused announcements are better than just kind of what they've been doing with longer release windows and showing a game way too early. We've had a lot of game churn at Xbox over the last 8 years or so, where a game gets announced then gets canceled, or a game gets announced and then disappears. And it's not that it got canceled, it's that the game probably didn't exist in the first place. They were just showing us like a possibility, right? Looking at you, Scalebound and Phantom Dust 2, I guess was the sequel. I don't remember. But anyway, so then we got GoldenEye came out last week, finally released. We've been waiting on it since the announcement last year. It's quirky, but I think it's fun. It's weird, the development backstories. The N64 version was developed, ported in-house by Nintendo Europe, I believe. And then the studio that ported a bunch of the N64 games from Rare Replay ported the Xbox version. The distribution of the game, Switch Online, makes sense. If you have the expansion pack, you've got it. If you have a digital copy of Rare Replay, you have GoldenEye. But a physical copy, you didn't get GoldenEye, and you won't get GoldenEye. It just seems like they didn't want everybody to enjoy this game. I think another thing that was really disappointing was the online play is only on the Switch version, but not the Xbox version. Okay. And then I think a lot of people were hoping the Xbox release would have been that Xbox Live Arcade remaster that was shown many times ago on a bunch of different YouTube channels. You can easily look it up, and it was good. It could have been good. It just never got released because the licensing around GoldenEye is a huge tangled ball of stupid. But anyway, I'm glad it's out. Like, it plays well. I think it plays better control-wise on Xbox, but there seems to be less issues on the Switch version graphically. It's still an N64 game, so it's going to be blocky. Anyway, moving on to the bad news. It's just kind of a sign of the times. Apex Legends Mobile being shut down May 1st. Can't say I'm surprised by this, but it does kind of suck because people tended to like the game. It had a lot of modes that I hope eventually make their way over to the main Apex game. I haven't played Apex in a long time. I played mobile for maybe a month and just, I don't know, I moved on. It was fun, but not captivating for me. It didn't suck me in like the main game did. So it's unfortunate. A lot of people are losing jobs over this or being moved around. It just stinks. Games being shut down is never good. On top of that, Battlefield Mobile, which I don't know if we've heard any news on for a while, straight up canceled. So EA's culling 2 of their mobile titles. Kind of weird, but okay. Probably wasn't working out like they had hoped. And then another game being shut down, Rumbleverse, which I hadn't played, but looked fun. Shutting down February 28th. So a lot of games are being shut down, and it's very odd that they all got announced like today. But I think that's just kind of a sign of the economy we're in right now. It's hard to justify keeping some games up if they're not making money or if they're not being played as much. So it's what it is. I hope the best for all the devs working on these games, that they don't get canned. I hope they land on their feet in any case. But it is what it is. Like I said, I hadn't seen Rumbleverse played. I'm more bummed about Apex Mobile, and I didn't even play that. Some other disappointing news: Star Wars Jedi Survivor delayed to April 28th. I think it was supposed to come out, I don't know, sooner, but I don't know when. So I don't know. Like, it's just a bummer. But hey, a delay makes it a better game, hopefully. Yeah, that's a quick one. All right, so on to some bigger stories. E3 2023. It looks like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo are all skipping out completely. So is this show dead on arrival? Like, is it done? Who's gonna show? So it's weird that Microsoft, especially because usually they do something around the same time and set up booths and stuff. Sony hadn't been there a while, and Nintendo had barely showed up because most of the time they were just doing their own direct during the show. So, all right, I don't have hope for E3 being good, and instead Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo's own presentations probably throughout the summer being really where all the announcements are made for first-party games. Let's go with that. I don't know what to expect, but it just seems like E3 is done before it even relaunched. Time will tell. That's 2023 for you, I guess. All right. Some weird news with Halo and 343 Industries. So all of the layoffs that happened over the last couple of weeks, it seems like 343 was hit really, really hard. And we've got a lot of things churning around. We've known that Certain Affinity is working on something called Project Tatanka. Supposedly it's, rumored to be some VR mode. I don't know. Nobody knows what it is exactly, though. It's just being moved. It's being worked on in Unreal Engine, and it's being worked on by Certain Affinity. That's all we know. Well, now we've got some confirmation that is like actually what the plan is. And Halo development in general, newer projects will be moved to Unreal Engine instead of, I guess, staying in Slipspace, which is the current engine Halo Infinite was built in. Slipspace was a proprietary engine built by Microsoft for Halo and possibly other projects, but the spin up time for devs, it was very complicated to learn, hard to get them started, and with the way contractors work at Microsoft, by the time you started learning something, you were probably being moved to a different project somewhere else. So it's weird. Is Halo done? I don't know. I think at this point, Xbox has outgrown the need for Halo, but it's a real bummer to see this property, this whole IP, just kind of in the state it's in. We've been playing it on stream. I've had a lot of fun playing it lately. The gameplay, multiplayer side, is some of the most fun Halo's ever been. But with all this other stuff going on and missing features and the weird launch it had, we'll see what Season 3 brings for Infinite. But, there were also rumors of campaign DLC that turned out to not be true. So it just makes me wonder what in the world is going on at Microsoft or at 343. With those layoffs, maybe management can be like reorganized and they can work a little better. I hope Halo can like improve from here. Maybe it'll be rebooted, soft reboot. I don't care. Let's just make Halo great again, right? Okay. And the last story, Overwatch 2, Season 3 starts pretty soon. I think we've got one more week of Season 2. I have not been playing at all. I played the first few weeks, tried to keep up with the Battle Pass. I think Season 3 needs to include a bunch of reworks, and that's what they're doing. In-game currency will be rolled out as part of Battle Pass rewards on free and premium tracks. Ramatra's being nerfed. A little bit. His ult will now have an overall timer. Interesting. Cool. I didn't have a problem with how he worked originally, but I'm not competitive enough to notice these things. And then some other stuff they're going to be doing. Legendary skins will be available, even if they're like from an event, will be available to purchase all the time. That's actually kind of cool for older stuff. I think newer stuff still is going to be rotated in and out of the store. But with the in-game currency being thrown in as well, it looks like it'll be easier to get some of those skins as opposed to now where it's like, well, how do you get it? So, I think it'll be better. It doesn't lock every single thing behind the storefront and microtransactions, which is great. You can buy the battle pass and then earn currency, which earning gold in Overwatch 1 made it more reasonable to unlock everything because you could just play and then eventually unlock. I would like to see them rework all of the challenges. With the seasonal structure, if you don't complete some of the weeklies, you get so far behind, to where I'm at, that it's almost impossible to finish the battle pass. I think they could learn from games like Apex, and now Fortnite announced this just recently. I didn't cover it this week, but their weekly challenges won't expire until the end of the season. Apex Legends does the same thing. Each week they roll out new weekly challenges, but you can complete any of the available weekly challenges from past weeks up to the current week. And then at the end of the season, it all resets. Overwatch could do something like that. I think that'd be great. Another thing they could explore, though, is following the Halo model. And I know we're talking about the state Halo's in, so maybe it's not the best example. But as far as season passes go, Halo doesn't expire their season passes. You can just work on it at your own pace. I think that is a fantastic system. If I pay for something, no matter how much it is, and it completely is inaccessible because I didn't play the game enough, it's kind of a waste. I'm less likely to buy the battle pass next time around, which is kind of how I'm feeling about season 3 of Overwatch. If I don't play more, I'm not going to buy the battle pass. Now, if I had a chance to work on it later, maybe I don't have time to play like I did for season 2. It came out during the holidays. I wasn't doing a whole lot of gaming when I'm visiting family and doing Christmassy things. So it works like it works. But it could be a lot better. And so hopefully Overwatch takes notes on these things. Maybe player feedback will be improved. I don't know. But yeah, that'll do it for this week's Game News Show. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you're watching this on Twitch, we're about to play Pokemon Unite, which I haven't played in a very long time. So it'll probably be interesting, if not hilarious. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to subscribe, like the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about the state of Halo and what you hope to see improved. And if you did watch it all the way to the end, just tell me something funny. Tell me a joke. Leave your best joke in the comments. And that'll do it for this week's Game News. We'll see y'all next week.